She helped a blind pregnant woman in Ibadan. Months later, God shocked her. In the ancient city of Ibadan, where the red earth clings to your sandals and the evening sun paints the sky in gold and amber, there lived a woman whose name meant, "We asked for her and God answered." Her name was Abeni, but for 12 long years, it felt like heaven had stopped answering her. In the crowded streets near Bodija Market, life moved quickly. Traders shouted prices, buses honked impatiently, children ran barefoot in the dusty compounds. And yet, in the middle of all that noise, Abeni carried a silence inside her heart. A silence shaped like a child who never came. Abeni married Tunde when she was 24. Their wedding in Ibadan was beautiful. Drums echoed through the neighborhood. Women danced. Men sprayed money. Everyone said, "This house will be full of children." The first year passed. No child. They said, "It's normal." The third year passed. They said, "Be patient." By the 7th year, the tone changed. Whispers followed her like shadows. At naming ceremonies, women would look at her stomach before looking at her face. At church, during baby dedications, she clapped the loudest, but her heart broke the deepest. Tunde loved her, truly loved her. But even love cannot protect you from cultural pressure. Sometimes, when relatives visited from other parts of Oyo State, they would speak carelessly. "A man needs an heir." And though Tunde never agreed, the words lingered in the air long after they left. At night, when generators went off and the city of Ibadan fell into darkness, Abeni would kneel beside her bed. God, what have I done wrong? Tears soaked a floor more times than anyone knew. Before we continue, have you ever prayed for something for years and it felt like heaven was silent? If you've ever been in that place, type "I'm still believing" in the comments. And if you love deep African stories with powerful lessons, subscribe now to this channel. You don't want to miss what happens next. It was a Tuesday afternoon, the kind of hot afternoon where the sun in Ibadan seems closer than usual. Abeni had gone to Bodija Market to buy tomatoes and peppers. The market was loud, alive, colorful. On her way home, she chose the quieter back road. That decision would change her life forever. As she walked, balancing her basket, she heard something faint. A cry, weak, almost carried away by the wind. She stopped. Her first instinct was fear because the road was nearly empty. But the cry came again. She stepped off the path and pushed aside tall grass. And there she saw her, a woman, visibly pregnant, covered in dust, her eyes white and unfocused. She was blind. Her name, she would later learn, was Zola. Zola had been traveling from a nearby town, hoping to find relatives in Ibadan. But no one wanted the burden of a blind pregnant woman. Some left her behind, some pretended not to see, some passed her by, until Abeni. Abeni stood frozen. She had been mocked for 12 years. She carried her own pain. And now life placed another burden before her. She could walk away. No one would blame her. But something inside her whispered, "If you leave her, who will help her?" She dropped her basket. Kneeling beside the stranger, she spoke softly. "It's okay. I'm here." The blind woman trembled. "I thought I would die here." Abeni felt tears rise in her throat. Carefully, slowly, she helped Zola to her feet. It was not easy. The road was rough. The sun was harsh. But step by step, she led her home. Pause for a moment. If you were Abeni, would you have stopped? Be honest in the comments. And if you believe kindness still matters in this world, press the like button so this story can reach more hearts. The moment neighbors saw Abeni bringing a pregnant stranger into her compound, whispers erupted. She cannot bear her own child, yet she brings another woman's problem. Is she trying to prove something? But Abeni ignored them. She cleaned Zola's wounds, cooked warm meals, sat beside her at night, massaged her swollen feet. Weeks passed. The house that once felt empty now felt full. Full of conversation, full of laughter, full of life. For the first time in years, Abeni felt needed in a different way. The night Zola went into labor, rain fell heavily over Ibadan. Thunder cracked across the sky. The power went off. Only lantern light filled the room. Abeni held her hand through every contraction. "You are not alone," she whispered. Hours later, a baby boy cried into the night. Strong, healthy, alive. Zola wept. Abeni wept harder. If you're still watching at this point, drop a comment with, "I'm still here." Let's see who is truly following this amazing story. Before leaving weeks later, Zola held Abeni's face gently. "I cannot see your face, but I see your heart. And the God who sees all sees you." Life returned to normal. The whispers faded. Months passed quietly. Then one morning, Abeni felt strange, dizzy, weak. She assumed it was stress. But when the midwife visited, she smiled. "Abeni, you are with child." Time stopped. 12 years. 12 years of waiting. And now, life inside her. If this moment touched you, drop a heart in the comments. And if you believe kindness never goes unrewarded, type "kindness never fails." Subscribe now so you never miss powerful African stories like this. 9 months later, beneath the bright skies of Ibadan, Abeni gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. The same women who once whispered now danced in her compound. Drums returned. Laughter filled the air. Her daughter grew strong and radiant. Years later, she asked, "Mama, why do people call you Blessed Abeni?" Abeni smiled because she finally understood. "Because kindness is a seed," she said softly, "and every seed must grow." Never let pain turn your heart bitter. Your miracle may be connected to someone else's need. What you do in secret, heaven remembers. Kindness is never wasted. If this story inspired you, share it with someone who needs encouragement today. Subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications, and join a family where African stories come alive with heart and meaning. I'll see you in our next tale.